This is part 2 of Noah Webster. I was reading the preface to Webster's translation of the Bible, which he started back in 1831, and when completed, he added this preface. And then after that, he published this Bible and then sent it to all the schools in the American school system at the time. Now I will continue with this preface. A few errors in the translation, which are admitted on all hands to be obvious, have been corrected, and some obscure passages illustrated. In making these amendments, I have consulted the original languages and also several translations and commentaries. In the body of the work, my aim has been to preserve, but in certain passages more clearly to express the sense of the present version. The use of appropriate words. This is the more important, as men who are accustomed to read the Bible with veneration are apt to contract a predilection, and sorry if I'm not pronouncing these things right, a predilection for its phraseology, and thus to become attached to phrases which are quaint and obsolete. This may be a real misfortune, for the use of words and phrases, when they have ceased to be a part of the living language and appear odd or singular, impairs the purity of the language and is apt to create a disrelish for it in those who have not, by long practice, contracted a light predilection. It may require some effort to subdue this predilection, but it may be done, and for the sake of the rising generation, it is desirable. The language of the Scriptures ought to be pure, chaste, simple, and perspicuous, free from any words or phrases which may excite observation by their singularity, and neither debased by vulgarisms, nor tricked out with the ornaments of affected elegance. As there are diversities of tastes among men, it is not to be expected that the alterations I have made in the language of the versions will please all classes of readers. Some persons will think I have done too little, others too much. And probably the result will be the same were a revision to be executed by any other hand, or even by the joint labors of many hands. All I can say is that I have executed this work in the manner which, in my judgment, appeared to be the best. To avoid giving offense to any denomination of Christians, I have not knowingly made any alteration in the passages of the present version on which the different denominations rely for the support of their peculiar tenets. In this country, there is no legislative power which claims to have the right to prescribe what versions of the Scripture shall be used in the churches or by the people. And as all human opinions are fallible, it is doubtless for the interest of religion that no authority should be exerted in this case except by commendation. At the same time, it is very important that all denominations of Christians should use the same version, that in all public discourses, treatises, and controversies, the passages cited as authorities should be in uniform. Alterations in the popular version should not be frequent, but the changes incident to all living languages render it not merely expedient, but necessary at times to introduce such alterations as will express the true sense of the original languages in the current language of the age. A version thus amended may require no alteration for 2 or 3 centuries to come. In this undertaking, I subject myself to the charge of arrogance, but I am not conscious of being actuated by any improper motive. I am aware of the sensitivities, or whatever, however you pronounce that word, of the religious public on this subject, and of the difficulties which attend the performance. But all men whom I have consulted, if they have thought much of the subject, seem to be agreed in the opinions that it is high time to have a revision of the common version of the Scriptures. Although no person appears to know how or by whom such revisions is to be executed, in my own view, such revision is not merely a matter of expedience, but of moral duty. And as I have encouraged to undertake this work by respectable literary and religious characters, I have ventured to attempt a revision upon my own responsibility. If the work should fail to be well received, the loss will be my own, and I hope no injury will be done. I have been painfully solicitous that no error should escape me. The reasons for the principal alterations introduced will be found in the explanatory notes. And I'm going to finish this in my next video. Stay tuned.